Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Picard Cast, coming to you live from the quarantine.
Live from sick bay.
Live from sick bay. It's the Picard Cast. And we're all maintaining our social distancing. It's easy because we're all in different places recording a show that you'll listen to wherever you are. Social distancing, I hope. I am your
Wash
host.
your hands. Sorry.
Wash your hands, everybody. Don't touch your face. That's how you're gonna stay healthy. I'm your host today, Rebecca. Joining me every week, a safe 6 feet apart. This time, Brooke. Welcome back, Brooke. Stay over there on your side.
Hi. I'm definitely farther than 6 feet, but
Indeed, yes. So last week I was not here, but Brooke, you had a lovely bunch of guests with you last week to cover the episode.
Yeah.
I listened to it earlier, and it was lovely. You guys did a wonderful job, as I knew you would.
thank you.
And we are also joined by a special guest who is definitely way more than 6 feet away from either me and Brooke. Coming to us all the way from the United Kingdom, we have Faye. Welcome back, Faye.
Hi! Well, you think I'm 6 feet away, but really I'm outside your window.
Oh my gosh, that's who she is!
That's what my dog was looking at.
Well, maybe she used the transwarp conduit to get from where maybe got here in just a second. Maybe there is transporter technology after all. No one just told me about it. Well, Faye, we last had you on to discuss Nemesis. Yes, which was quite a while ago. But now here we are. We're coming close to the end of Picard Season 1. Of course, we'll be covering the penultimate episode today. But I'd love to know, what do you think so far of the series? I mean, again, we're almost done, but what are your thoughts so far?
I have been loving it so far. I will tell you more about how I feel about characters as we talk.
Sure.
Because otherwise I could talk forever. But yeah, I've been loving it so far. It's been a nice slow burn, and it's not been too, let's give you so much to try and deal with all at once. And it's been nice story building, world building. So yeah, I've enjoyed it. It's been good. I think 10 episodes is maybe a little bit too short. I think 12 would have been about right. But yeah, I'm happy. My nerdiness is happy.
Oh, excellent. I tend to agree with you as we're here at almost the very end of the episode of the series, this season. I find myself also thinking maybe 10 is a little short. Maybe 12 would have been a little bit better. But yeah, we're gonna see how this is all going to work out, because this is part 1 today that we're going to talk about. So then, of course, part 2. I feel almost like this is best of both worlds. Like at the end of part 1, you get the whole fire, and it's like dun dun dun. Dun, dun, dun. And then so what's going to happen in part 2? So I kind of feel a little bit like that here, because it's like there's a lot happening. What's going to happen? But yeah, so we're just going to dive right in here, as we are about to discuss.
Well,
yes.
Can I get your quick thoughts about last week's episode?
Oh, no, that's fine. Oh, yeah, thanks for asking. So last week's episode, I feel like that was so long ago.
Yeah, I know.
I liked it a lot. I'm not going to lie. I did feel like the episode was very crowded, though. I felt like they tried to do a lot in one episode. And this is kind of where the idea of, like, if there had been more episodes in the series, I think it would have benefited by splitting up last week's episode a little bit. But other than that, to be honest, that's probably my only complaint, if you could even call it a complaint. I thought 7 of 9 as the temporary Borg queen was pretty amazing. I was sad to see Hugh die. That was a bummer. Otherwise, I loved everything else about the episode. I thought it was important that Agnes finally come clean of what she did, and for the crew to start to deal with that. And but yeah, overall, really great episode. I really liked it.
Cool.
Yeah.
As one of the main people on this show, I thought we needed to get your thoughts on last week. So
yes, that is true. But yeah, like again, just felt like the episode was a little bit crowded, but and maybe tried to do too much in one episode. But other than that, again, it's a very small complaint, a very small nit that I'm picking here. Overall, again, another great episode. 7 of 9 particularly to me was a standout in her role as the Borg Queen, even if it was just temporary. Yeah, pretty cool. So this week's episode, though, is episode 9. It is entitled Et in Arcadia Ego, which is Latin. I had to look this up on Google Translate because I do not speak Latin. And it means in English, and in Arcadia I am. And of course that led me to say, well, what's Arcadia? Because I didn't know what that meant either. So for everybody like me who had no idea what Arcadia meant, Arcadia is a Greek word. It refers to a vision of pastoralism and harmony with nature. Arcadia is a poetic shaped space associated with bountiful natural splendor and harmony. The garden is often inhabited by shepherds. The concept also figures into Renaissance mythology. So that's what Arcadia means. And I think for a title and for what Arcadia meant, I thought it was a very fitting title for this episode.
Yeah. And as always, you're coming in with all the good trivia and stuff and information. I like it. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. It's mostly because I'm an idiot and I don't know what anything means. So that happens when you look stuff up. But I don't know about you, ladies, but I felt like when they were at this synth village, I think as Raffi called it, it definitely did feel very idyllic. It did feel like almost like a utopia for synths, even just by the clothes and the setting, and it did feel very much like a garden and harmonious, with all of these synths kind of just living in peace with each other in this very pastoral, setting.
And like the way that they all talk, because they're all like, hello, welcome. This is how it is when you're in like utopia or something. Like that's the voices everyone uses.
Right.
The same sort of tone.
When you're in utopian society, everyone talks like, hello and welcome to our home. Everything we have is yours. That's how everybody talks.
It reminded me of that, I'm going to have to find it. Next Generation episode where they visited a planet that was, they were a race that was complete harmony with their environment, and everybody was bred to be in complete harmony with the environment, and they didn't do anything to disbalance anything, so they couldn't have visitors for a very long time. Oh no, it's completely gone from my brain.
And they were gonna murder Wesley because he stepped on the flowers.
Yes!
Yeah, because they had like that thing, if you stepped inside like where the punishment area was, you were put to death. And everybody was like horny all the time. All they did was have sex 24/7. Yeah, I remember.
It very much reminded me of that. It was very much in that tone.
There weren't as many togas, though.
No, not as many togas, but that kind of idea of everything was very floaty and da-da-da, and very relaxed, and the sun is warm, and the grass is green, and flowers bloom here, and nothing is in danger. Here.
Why don't you stay? Hello. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's like
that is So the episode you're referring to, Faye, is season 1, episode 7, Justice.
Thank you.
Is the name of it. And I mean, you know, Wesley, I mean, let's face it, Wesley was probably going to do something ridiculous with his life anyway, so I mean, I'm not saying we should put children to death in this series, but I'm just saying that, I mean, come on. It's Wesley. He's ridiculous.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm kidding, everybody. I'm just joking.
This is where the second part of this episode, Wesley Crusher comes and saves the day. And you Rebecca.
Oh man. Yeah. So yeah, good call, Faye. I don't disagree with you. It does definitely have that same vibe. But it also too, if you think about all of the different iterations of Star Trek throughout the years, every series has always had this theme of they will find a planet or planets, you know, where it's like very idyllic. Everything seems to be perfect. And, you know, then they get there and then it's like, but is it though? And it's sort of like that theme. I think you could probably name at least 1 or 2 episodes from every series that kind of fits that bill. But it's a common theme in Trek. And certainly as we get into this episode, we will talk about the underlying things that are happening here. And I think this episode too raises a lot of interesting questions about about right and wrong, and is somebody necessarily a good guy or a bad guy because of what they're doing. And I think this episode, again, classic Star Trek, raises those questions of, can it be so black and white of who's good and who's bad, or who's a villain or a hero? So yeah, we'll get into all of that. So now that we know what the episode title means, this episode was directed by Akiva Goldsman, and it was written by Michael Chabon, Ayelet Walden, and also Akiva Goldsman. And the synopsis is, following an unconventional and dangerous transit, Picard and the crew finally arrive at Soji's homeworld Capellius. However, with Romulan warbirds on their tail, their arrival brings only greater danger as the crew discovers more than expected about the planet's inhabitants. And besides our usual cast of characters that we've been following all this time, we do have another appearance by Jerry Ryan as 7 of 9, a brief appearance by Tamlin Tamita as Commodore O, but the big one, of course, is going to be Brent Spiner is back, playing a brand new character, Dr. Alton Inigo Sung.
And I am sort of right in lots of ways, because I said that there were more synths a long time ago. I did, and that there were more Isa Briones as a synth, which was true. And I said it was Noonien Sung, but that's close enough.
Yeah, I think you were absolutely right, Brooke. You did say that early on. You were definitely right. I was
just joking about Noonien Sung coming back, because he would be, he would be too old. And then whenever he shows up, I'm like, oh, wait. And then he says that, he was like his son, and I'm like, oh, okay. I'm close enough.
Yeah. So this is interesting because introducing Dr. Sung's natural son, and again, I know I talked about a couple episodes ago, if you are on Instagram, you should be following Michael Chabon, who does Instagram story question and answer about the current episode, like after it drops. And he did talk about, a lot of people asked him about this character, like, is this really a person, or an organic person, or is this another synth? Is this some kind of an AI? He confirms this is an organic person. He is the organic child